Good afternoon and welcome to Sunshine Report. Kunle Ariyo is my name. The Ondo State Government and the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, have signed a memorandum of understanding to improve access to electricity in underserved communities. The partnership signals a commitment to ensuring that access to electricity becomes a launch pad for job, innovation, equity, and sustainable prosperity in Ondo State. At the rendezvous in Abuja, Governor Loki Ayedatiwa commended REA for the strategic dialogue which aligns with his administration's vision for energy access, economic growth, and inclusive development. He noted that Ondo State has become a destination of choice for mini-grid and renewable energy developers due to its clear regulatory pathways and targeted fiscal incentives. REA Managing Director Haba Aliyu revealed that the agency has a funding pipeline of nearly $1.6 billion to drive renewable energy projects across Nigeria, stressing that it plans to energize 25 communities in Ondo State through the partnership. Ondo State Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Johnson Alabi, emphasized that the state has taken bold steps to harness renewable energy resources, as well as roundtable discussion aimed to deepen partnerships and draft actionable pathways towards a cleaner and more resilient energy future. Meanwhile, as Nigeria continues to grapple with its long-standing power supply challenges, solar energy is emerging as a beacon of hope for individuals, communities, and governments alike, with a growing desire to reduce reliance on the national grid and cut down carbon emission. Solar power is fast becoming an attractive and sustainable alternative. Osrc's Abidemi Akinrotoye now reports.
For decades, Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, has been plagued by a crippling electricity deficit, stalling development and frustrating daily lives. Frequent collapses of the national grid have become a recurring nightmare, triggering blackouts that disrupt livelihoods and slow down economic progress. But the narrative is beginning to shift, driven by necessity and innovation. A wave of transformation is sweeping across the energy landscape, turning solar energy from a luxury into a necessity for households, businesses, and public institutions. From illuminating the street lights to powering homes, communities, and government agencies, solar power is steadily becoming a vital component of Nigeria's economic mix.
There are two different things. For instance, if you have electricity, most of the problem that people have with electricity is that once they pay the money for the electricity, no matter the case may be, they don't enjoy the light. And they will definitely make use of coming to come and collect their money. But in terms of solar, it's 24 hours usage. And it depends on the capacity.
The light is 24/7. And I used to charge phone at the same time to light bulb.
With improved technology and falling costs of solar panels, the transition to solar is no longer out of reach. For many Nigerians, it offers a reliable, long-term solution to persistent electricity woes.
For up to almost 8 months now, we don't have light. So we usually use almost petrol on our generator. So preferably, I think solar energy is so much better for citizens to use for now. If the federal government can be able to empower people, giving them solar, I think that's the best option. Because we won't be able to rely on NEPA. By the time we are relying on NEPA, anything can happen. So, like what happened last time when they brought the lights, in fact, all my electric just got damaged.
The widespread adoption of solar energy is also enhancing Nigeria's energy security and environmental sustainability, buoyed by supportive government policies and strategic initiatives. A significant example is the federal government's 10 billion naira investment in a solar power system for the Osrc presidential villa, an unspoken admission of the national grid's shortcomings. The acting managing director of the Ondo State Power Energy, Mayowa Ajumobi, underscores the unreliability of the grid.
They will have to look for the alternative. And what is the alternative that is available? Solar. Solar is the form of energy that is relatively free, other than you purchasing the equipment you need, the solar panels, the batteries, and the inverters. So when you are not getting ready supply from the national grid, then you have to choose the best alternative, which is solar. So basically, that's the reason people are shifting. It's not because they want to. If the grid is there, they will stick to the grid because it's cheaper. But with a unstable grid, you have to shift to the alternative.
He highlights the state government's proactive efforts to take control of its energy future, ensuring more stable, accessible, and beneficial electricity supply for all residents of Ondo State. Ajumobi emphasized that solar initiatives and conventional power efforts are being harmonized to secure consistent power delivery across the state.
Now that the state is taking charge, like I told you, the governor has gone to Abuja yesterday with the commissioner for energy and all the other personnel to sign an agreement to ensure that 26 communities benefit from solar. You understand? But at the same time, too, they are also working. We are working hand in hand to ensure that grid connection, which is the cheaper form of energy, gets to as many people as possible.
As Nigeria begins to shift from dependence on the fragile national grid to embrace the potential of solar energy, a new era of energy independence is dawning. Despite persistent challenges, solar power holds immense promise, lighting the path to a brighter, cleaner, and more reliable energy future for millions of Nigerians. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
There is a growing support among Nigerians and oil marketers for the proposed sale of Nigeria's refineries currently managed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Many believe that privatizing the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries will open up the downstream sector to heavy competition, potentially reduce fuel prices, and put an end to what they describe as a financial drain. Blessing Obi reports.
Established in 1977, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has long been at the heart of the nation's oil operations. Between 1978 and 1989, the company constructed refineries in Warri, Kaduna, and Port Harcourt, and also acquired Shell's 35,000 barrel per day refinery in Port Harcourt, built in 1965. But over the years, poor maintenance and delayed rehabilitation efforts have crippled these facilities. Now calls for their sale or privatization are growing louder, especially in the wake of reports that over $18 billion have been spent on maintenance with little to show for it. NNPC's Executive Vice President, Bayo Julari, recently disclosed that the refineries designed to process a combined 445,000 barrels per day are outdated, and ongoing rehabilitation efforts have not met expectations. Reactions to the proposed sale are mixed. Some Nigerians say privatization is the best route to efficiency and sustainability.
If the government decided to let other refineries go, it was the advantage of the Nigerians, simply because those refineries will be able to perform maximally, and economically we have advantages. Now, you are talking about adversary effects on economy. It will boost the economy because anybody that wants to buy it is going to business privately and is going to monitor it efficiently so that the production of petroleum products will be maximized, and it will not allow any scarcity to come up.
Let private investors manage. Government has no business doing business. It will be killed by a lot of bureaucracy, executive red tape. These are part of the things why private investment is what we are clamoring for. And that is what we want. If you look at the amount of money they have spent, compared with what Dangote has spent, you know that it's sheer waste of resources for government to continue to manage a white elephant privilege.
Others, while cautiously optimistic, fear the move could have negative economic implications.
Very wrong idea. If the refineries should be sold, what will not be the benefit of the masses? It's a wrong idea, and the idea should be jettisoned. Instead of that, they should try to repair the remaining ones, so that, if possible, the price of fuel will come down. Then the masses will be able to avoid as many liters as possible.
Selling the refinery now is to add another problem financially and economically on the populace of Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's a very unreasonable decision on the part of the government if they have to do so.
NNPC says it is currently reviewing its refinery strategy and expects to complete the reassessment by the end of the year. As the process unfolds, stakeholders are calling for transparency, inclusiveness, and accountability to ensure that the goals of the privatization plan are fully achieved. Blessed Osrc News.
The Ondo State government has reaffirmed its commitment to improving the health and well-being of mothers and children across the state. This assurance was given by the wife of Ondo State Governor Oluwaseun Ayedatiwa during a census session meeting with stakeholders on the measles rubella vaccine held in Akure, the state capital. Government House correspondent Zima Ebiemi provides further details as it is presented from our studio.
The sensitization meeting with stakeholders on measles rubella vaccines brought together various dignitaries from the HWO, UNICEF, and other groups to sensitize the people of Ondo State on the need for them to take the measles rubella vaccines.
Today's meeting is geared towards creating awareness amongst key holders on the availability of these important vaccines, with the expectation that they will in turn sensitize their immediate communities, most especially at the grassroots level, on this development.
The rehabilitation of 102 primary healthcare centers across the state and the continuous employment, especially of doctors and nurses, a demonstration of its administration's dedication to reducing maternal and child mortality rates in the state.
As leaders and influencers in our communities, I entrust you all with the responsibility to spread awareness and encourage parents to vaccinate their children. I therefore appeal to you to carry out this responsibility with utmost dedication, seeking the support of community, gatekeepers, religious leaders, faith-based organizations, and community-based organizations to ensure proper sensitization and smooth implementation of this campaign in your local government areas.
Several healthcare professionals also delivered goodwill messages during the event.
Your leadership is vital in helping our community understand the importance of measles rubella vaccine. With your voice and influence, we can reach every household, protect our children, and prevent outbreaks in our communities.
We recently concluded national immunization last days, and it will interest you to know that Ondo State had a coverage of 94%, which is outstanding. And not only that, all the local government area passed the Lord Quality Assurance Survey that was done. There was no local government that failed in that exercise. This is a testament to the investment of Mr. Governor to protection of all the children of Ondo State and pregnant women.
The introduction of measles rubella marks a significant milestone in Nigerian immunization program and a crucial step towards achieving the goal of eliminating measles and rubella to preventive diseases that continue to claim lives and cause lifelong disabilities among our children.
They urge the people of Ondo State to come out in large numbers to receive the vaccination to protect both themselves and their children.
The harsh realities of climate change are no longer distant threats. They are here with us, affecting the environment, human health, and agriculture. In this special report, our correspondent Abidemi Akinrotoye explores how the changing climate, particularly the recent spell of extreme cold weather, is impacting human health and agricultural productivity in Nigeria. Her report.
Nigeria is grappling with the growing consequences of climate change. Unpredictable weather patterns ranging from searing heat to unseasonal cold are disrupting everyday life, agricultural produce, and endangering lives. The recent drop in temperature, described by experts as a little rain season, is one of the clear indicators of this climate shift. Ayodeji Oluleye, a climatologist, explained that the current unusual cold spell is part of a global trend linked to changing climate systems, warning that it may become more frequent.
The little dry season that we know that occurs in August, because what we see in little dry season is that we have very little rain, and then it will go to be a little bit colder than usual. The reason is that the rain belt has moved to the north. It's now, if you check the north now, places like Kano or Katsina, you see that the rain has moved to that side. And so down south here, when the rain is moving to the north like that, down south here we experience what we call the little dry season.
For crop meteorologist Adewale Olajide, the sudden cold weather disrupts normal crop growth cycles. Some crops, he said, are more resilient and survive flooding and waterlogging, but many are unable to withstand the prolonged chill and moisture-related stress.
Yes, we have some crops that is survive. For example, even we have some crops that we do plant, even to guard against flood on farmlands. Crops like potato can be planted to guard against flood, even against so no matter the kind of weather we have, we still have some crops that will still do well.
But perhaps the new immediate and visible impact is on human health. A medical expert, Taye Oni, warned that the current cold weather poses serious health risk, especially for the elderly and people with pre-existing respiratory conditions.
So some people are allergic to conditions. This allergic situation increase even during cold weather. Some people are more sensitive to cold than the others. So you have many people having catarrh, or that's cold, and something like that. Then with increasing cold, when the weather is cold, particularly the elderly ones, they are more sensitive to cold weather because it's rainy season really. There are a lot of the environmental situation changes, a lot of produce of waters all over the place, and even some leaves, water will be contained in some any containers that is all around, if it's not, and then mosquito breed inside those places, and we have more cases of malaria.
He emphasized the need for proactive health measures, paying closer attention to vulnerable groups in the community.
At night in particularly, one cover up very well. Put on your cover cloth, or at least wear something that can, particularly the extreme of age, the young children and the elderly ones.
Beyond health concerns, cold-related illnesses such as pneumonia, colds, and flu are reportedly on the rise, particularly among children and the elderly. As Nigeria continues to face these climatic shifts, there is an urgent need for public awareness and government response to mitigate the effects. Climate change has become more than an environmental issue. It is now a daily reality with serious health implications. The rising cold spells are a reminder of the need to act swiftly to protect communities, preserve farms, and prepare for a future shaped by an unpredictable climate. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
Social media has become one of the most dominant means of communication in today's world. While it offers convenience and connectivity, it also comes with a number of hidden dangers affecting both youth and adults. With increasing usage among all age groups, concerns are growing about its negative impact. Our correspondent Oluwanifemi Abayomi reports.
In today's digital world, social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok are deeply woven into our daily lives. With over 4.95 billion global users as of 2025, and Nigeria spending an average of 3 to 4 hours daily on these platforms, social media has become a powerful force, both for good and harm. But as screen time increases, so does the risk. Studies show that over 70% of Nigerian teenagers use social media daily, with many reporting sleep disruption, anxiety, and decreased concentration due to overexposure. The World Health Organization links excessive use to poor academic performance and low self-esteem among youth. Totbe, a fashion designer, explains the distraction he faces while using social media.
So sometimes you are looking at your working style now, they just take another hit, like all this sexual something online. Then if you don't remove it, it will start playing. So all those things, because nowadays online is making many things that is affecting you nowadays. There are so many of it online. So if you don't know how to, let me just say, have your own attitude of you, let me just say removing it from your age, so it will affect you negatively in other ways.
Beyond distractions, research by Statista reveals that 1 in 5 young users has experienced cyberbullying, while nearly 30% of adult users have encountered online scams or fraud.
I've never seen someone close to me that I've known some people online that have experienced it. All those Yabodo people, all those celebrities. Because I really saw some things online that people are talking to them in a negative way, maybe something like that.
There is this online scamming. They say you should click and have the next thing you see that the person gets that he has been scammed. So those are some of the negative effect of social media. If you are not careful, you will be caught up with the vibes, with the a lot of things that happens that you lost track of time. At the end of the day, you'll not be able to achieve what you are supposed to achieve.
Addiction is another danger. Psychologists describe social media dependency as a modern behavioral disorder, with individuals checking their phones over 100 times a day, often unknowingly.
If you are not disciplined, you just find out that you wanted to spend 15 minutes, you already spent 2-3 hours without. It's not that maybe you are trading online, just watching one celebrity to another.
Privacy is another major concern, as reports found that 48% of Nigerian users have shared personal information such as addresses, phone numbers, or banking details on social platforms, making them prime suspects for cyber criminals.
You see some parents, whatever they do, even they quarrel in the family, they will expose it. They expose their secret to the whole world. Parents fighting, parents having misunderstanding in the family, quarreling, they post it in social media. Sometimes when I come across that, I feel disappointed. How will you be exposing your family problem to the whole world? And you don't know who and who is watching it. Some people will capitalize on that, and they will now behave the way they did not supposed to behave. So my advice is that there should be limitation to everything we do on social media for our own good.
Experts warn that poor online habits, especially among minors, can lead to long-term behavioral issues. Parents are encouraged to implement screen time limits and engage children in healthier offline activities. While social media can be a valuable tool for learning, networking, and expression, the hidden dangers must not be ignored. Proper guidance, self-discipline, and digital literacy are essential to ensure safe and responsible use. Oluwanifemi Abayomi, Osrc News.
Traditionally dominated by men, the tricycle transport sector in Nigeria is witnessing a shift, with more women now embracing the trade as a means of livelihood. To further support this growing trend, the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, Credit Corp, in partnership with Gamma Mobility and Asian Microfinance Bank, has launched the Queen Rider Program, an initiative designed to empower women through access to credit-backed income-generating assets. Osrc's Blessing Obe reports that over 100 women in Ondo State have benefited from the scheme.
Launched in 2024 by the federal government, Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, Credit Corp, was created to improve citizens' access to credit and boost key sectors of the economy. The Queen Rider program is part of this vision, offering female riders access to tricycles on credit with low interest rate. Through the program, women gain ownership of commercial vehicles, unlocking income opportunities and promoting financial independence. Speaking during the disbursement, Director General Gamma Mobility Samuel Eziri said the initiative is geared towards increasing female participation in the mobility sector.
These women will become vehicle owners. These women will own their income. These women will own their futures. As we mark this special moment, we are reminded that progress happens when we all come together with a shared vision and commitment to uplift others. To our Queen Riders, you are the reason we are here, and we are proud to walk this journey with you.
Executive Director of Operations, Credit Corp, Olanike Kolawole, emphasized the importance of women in national development, noting that the scheme has reached over 100,000 Nigerians.
What we unveil here today is more than partnership. It's a bold commitment between Gamma Mobility, Action Microfinance Bank, Simba TDS, and Credit Corp to say every woman qualifies for credit, deserves access to credit, not tomorrow, but today. This initiative under the scale, we call it our scale program, is one of the many that we are rolling out across the country to ensure consumer credit becomes a driver of national development, not just in cities, but in every corner of the country.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude and shared hopes of maximizing the opportunity to support themselves and their families.
As beneficiaries, we promise to use this opportunity wisely and to work hard so that we can grow and also encourage others.
It gives us an asset that we can be able to provide for our kids and our homes. I promise to make use of the asset that you give to us as good as we can.
As the consumer credit scheme continues to unfold, it holds the promise of not just transforming individual lives, but also contributing significantly to local economic growth. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
And that's it on Sunshine Report. Join us at 6 for another bulletin. Good afternoon.